Hello, I hope all of you are safe at home. So today we are going to discuss about modular programming. In last class also we discussed about it, and we had known the differences between different type of modular programming as well. Normally there are two different types of modular programming. They are sub and function. So today I will just give you the steps how to write a modular program. After that I'll give you a demo program, and the program will be done by sub procedure as well as function procedure. So whenever you are asked to write any modular program, at that time you have to follow some steps. The first one is you have to understand the question properly. Whatever question is given to you, you have to understand that properly. Suppose if you are asked to enter any two numbers and add them using sub and sub. So we are asked to enter any two number and add them. That means the main motto of the program or the main objective of the program is to find the sum. So firstly we have to understand the question. Sometimes students they may not understand the question. So whenever they are to write the program, at that time they may write input sum, but sum cannot be entered over here because we are asked to find sum. So sum must be output of this program, and that should be known by the programmer whenever he or she reads the question. Now the next thing, identify the input of the program. Now what will be the input of the program? We are asked to enter any two numbers. Any two numbers means we cannot enter the number directly here. We have to use the variable name, or we have to use numeric variable over here. Numeric variable is used to store number, and the numeric variable can be any two numbers. Here I have used A and B as two different number. So the next thing that you have to know is you have to identify input. Next one is find the process or formula. That means how to find the sum here. To find sum of any two number, what should we do? We have to add the numbers. That means if we enter A and B, those two numbers should be added, and that should be stored in the new variable C. So C is equal to A plus B. This is the formula, and that also should be known by the programmer before writing the program. Now identify what to find, and in this program obviously we are asked to find the sum. So sum is stored in C, and C should be the output of this program, and it should be printed. And the next thing is check whether to use sub or function procedure. In each and every question at last you will be asked using sub procedure, function procedure, like this. So you have to know whether to use sub or function procedure. Now the next thing, here we are just asked to enter any two numbers. So what did we do? We just entered any two variable A and B. A and B. But if you are asked to add the number directly, suppose if you are given any two numbers 5 and 7, and you are asked to add them, at that time now you cannot use input over here. In such program, instead of writing input, what should you do? You have to write let A equals 5, let B equals 7, because 5 and 7 are directly given over here. In the previous program you were asked to enter any two numbers, but in this program what is said here? We are asked to add 5 and 7. So in the variable name we have to write A equals 5 and B equals 7. So how to write this in programming, that I'll show you in what QBasic editor screen as well. Okay, so this is the format of SOP procedure. So whatever question was given on the basis of this program question, I will just give you the program or instruction. Now how to write a SOP program. Format of SOP procedure, the first one is declare, after that SOP. As we are asked to write the program using SOP procedure, so declare, after that SOP. Now after this SOP, program name. Now you have to write the program name over here. Declare SOP will be fixed. Now program name you can write yourself. It will be better if you write program name of more than one character, and you don't have to write lengthy program name as well, so you can just limit that within 3-4 character. Now I'm just using here SHY. So the next thing that you have to know is, don't write keyword of QBasic as program name, such as in place of program name you cannot write CLS, you cannot write input, you cannot write print, etc. Now in parameter, last time we have discussed what is parameter. If you have not gone through that video, then you can just check my videos and you can go through that as well. Now what is said here, we are asked to enter any two numbers and add them. So here whatever number will be entered, that should be written over here, and we are asked to add any two numbers. Write a program to enter any two numbers and add them. So we can write here A comma B, because we are entering these two numbers. Now after this CLS, now here after CLS, here will be the input section. Input, I am writing here input. After input, now we have to write enter any two numbers. The number will be what? A comma B. Now whatever you have written in parameter, the same thing is used here as argument as well. Okay, now after this, call. In SOP procedure we have to use call. Now again program name. Now the program name must be same throughout the program, so we have to write here SHY. Now within the argument, whatever you have entered, that will be the argument. That means it will be what? A comma B. So our main module is up to here. That means the main module is over. Whenever it comes end, the main module is over. Now we have to go for secondary module. Now in secondary module, what is here? SOP program name. Again here we have to write the program name, and remember the program name must be same, so it will be what? SHY. Now parameter is what? A and B, so we have to write A comma B. Now what is here? Process means how to find the output. To find that C is equal to A plus B, because we are asked to add any two numbers and find their sum, so C will be equal to A plus B. The value of A and B are added and that is stored in C. Now finally print output. Our output is C, and before that we can write here print the sum is, after that we can write the output, that is C, and finally we have the SOP program. So whenever we are asked to write any program using SOP procedure, we can just follow this method. And remember, this is one of the easiest program that we do using what? SOP programming. Now let's just check this out using what? QBasic editor screen. Okay, so declare SOP shy. Now in bracket two different values, a comma b, and remember in place of a and b you can write any other variable name. It doesn't matter, either you can write c, d, e, f, it doesn't matter. Okay, now next thing is cls. After that you have to input, so input enter any two numbers comma a comma b. After that call shy bracket a comma b. Now we have to end this part. So main module or primary module is over. Now we have to go for secondary module. SOP shy bracket a comma b. After that we have to use the process. C is equal to a plus b. After that we have to print the output. Print, what to print here? The sum is C, and finally we have to use and SOP. Okay, now we have finished writing a program. Now we have to check the output. Will it work or not? Just press F5. So now in output screen we are asked to enter any two number. So I entered 5 comma 70. Now what should be the output? 5 plus 70, it should be 75. So the sum is 75. That means our answer is correct. Okay, now if we are asked to do the same program using function, at that time how to do the same program using function? At that time just let's go through what the format of function procedure. Declare function, after that program name. Now in program name we have to write the same program name that we have used earlier, or you can even write the different program name, but program name should not be the keyword of QBasic. And remember this declare function, cls, after that in SOP programming call and function and SOP, this all should be in what? Capital letter. Okay, so declare function, after that I have written shy. Now in parameter I'll simply write what? A comma b. Next one is cls. Now we have to write input over here. Input enter any two numbers. The number will be what? A comma b. Now last time or in last video I have told you that print is used in main module of function programming. Now we didn't find call over here because it is what? It is the function procedure. In function procedure we don't get what? Call statement in function procedure. So instead of function what? Call statement, we have used here print. Now after print what is here? Program name. After that the argument. So print, now you can just write something over here. The sum is, after that you have to write the program name over here. The program name is what? shy. Just write the program name. After that you can write what? The arguments. They are what? A comma b. Now function, After that, what is the program name? That is shy. Now the same parameter, which are a and what? B. Now you have to use the process over here. Process means those two numbers should be added. That is C is equal to A plus B. Now finally, program name is equal to output. That means we have to pass the output in the program name. Our program name is what? That is shy, and output is what? C. So C should be passed using the program name. Now it's over. Whenever you write shy equals C, your output will be taken from the secondary module to main module, and here your output will be what? Printed in main module. Okay, now just try the same program in QBasic screen as well. Okay, so declare, in place of sub we have to write what? Function over here. Declare function. After that, the program name shy a comma b, it's same. CLS input will be same. Now in place of call we have to write here what? Print, print, because this is function programming. Print the sum is shy a comma b. That means we have to print the output in main module. Now, and this part is over. Now in place of sub we have to write what? Function, function, function shy a comma b. After this we have to use process. Now in function program we don't have to write print in what? Secondary module. So in place of print we have to write function name is equal to output. Here function name is shy and output is equal to C. So shy is equal to C. Now we have finished writing the same program using function 2. Now just check its output by pressing F5. We are asked to enter any two number, so I entered the first number as 45 and second number as 34. Now what should be the output? You can just add them. 5 plus 4 9, 4 plus 3 7. That means its output should be 79, and it's exactly 79, so our output is correct, or the program that we have written is correct. So in this way we can write what? The program using function. Okay, now the next thing, I had given you one question over here. Write a program to add 5 and 7 using sub. Okay, so instead of entering any two numbers, you are just asked to add the fixed value. At that time what to do? We are asked to add what? 5 and 7. Just see this program. Write a program to add 5 and 7. So in case of this program where the values are given, at that time what is written here? The values are given directly, so we do not have to input. Rather we have to assign A and B. Whatever values are given, that can be assigned in what? A and B. Or you can use any variable name, either B, either C, D, E, F, it doesn't matter. So now if we are asked to do the program using function, now what to do? Declare function shy. Now we don't have to input anything. If we don't have to input, that means no need to write anything in bracket. You can just give the blank bracket over here. Now don't write anything in input section. just leave this blank. Now print, we have to print, but we don't have to use those parameters, so simply write here print the sum is SHY. Just write this over here. And function, here also you don't have to write anything, you can simply write SHY only. After that C is equal to A plus B. Now before this, as the values are given, we can assign the value in secondary module. So we can write here let A is equal to, so what are the values given, just check them. A is equal to 5, B is equal to 7. So A is equal to 5 and let B is equal to 7. Now C is equal to A plus B, and the output is stored in C and it is passed through the program name from secondary module to main module. Now let's just check the output whether it works or not by pressing F5, and here the output must be 12 and it's 12. That means our program is correct. So if the values are given, at that time you have to input them in main module, and that should be passed as parameter within the bracket. But if the values are given to you, if the values are not given to you, at that time that should be passed as parameter from main module to secondary module. But if the values are directly given, at that time you don't have to use them as parameter. You can just write the values in secondary module, same like this, let A is equal to 5, let B equals 7, and you can simply add them. And the next thing, either you use let or not, it doesn't matter, but normally let is the statement which is used for assigning the variable. Okay, just check here, if I just remove the let statement, then what will be the output? If I just remove the let statement, at that time also we'll get the same output, that is the sum is 12. But let is used for normally whenever we are to assign any value, at that time let statement can be used. Okay, so now the same program if you are asked to do using SOP, I think you can easily do, because there is not much difference between SOP and function procedure. And the next thing is, I have already given you the differences between what SOP and function procedure, so I think you can easily do the same program using what SOP procedure too. So this much for today, and finally I want to give you some assignment. The first work is you have to do the same program using SOP. That means if the values are 5 and 7, now how do you write the program using SOP? Next one is write a program to enter any two number and find the difference, and you have to use SOP also and function also. That means in both ways you have to do all these three programs. The first program is to find the difference, second program is to find the product, and the third program is to find the quotient. So these three and the one that I said to find sum of 5 and 7 using SOP. That means these four are the assignments for you. Just try that at home, and if you face any problem at that time, you can just write to me on comments too. So this much for today, and finally I want to say good evening. Okay, thank you.